Discovery, roger. Go for deploy.
2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, we're going. We are live. Welcome everybody.
Are we live?
To Toon Talk 2.0. You can't see Max because he cares about other
Because
people
my name
more
is
than us.
Virus.
Oh right, you can't see Max because he's not Max, he's Virus. That's right.
And Virus is driving because he was
Max
in a meeting
AI.
for Max AI. Yeah. Hey, Robin, there is in the house as well. I just saw her. Nice.
Hello.
Hey, Robin, there.
Hello.
Hi.
Is Alexander joining us?
Now I can hear anybody.
Sounds
can
like a
hear
you
you.
problem.
Exactly. We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yep.
I can hear you all.
We all
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, we can all hear you.
Good. I wasn't talking. I was testing you guys.
Did we pass?
Yeah, I don't know. Welcome everyone to Toon Talk 2.0. I'm really happy because we have almost the whole cast for our Showtime Warpers that we start recording in November. That's when we started. I'm right.
Sounds right.
I think so, yeah.
Imagine the hard work of all these people and Dr. J editing everything to make it work because it just took us 6 months almost to make it work.
I was going to say mostly Dr. J, but it was a bit of a blur. Ironically, a podcast about time travel was a blur.
And of course, like in every production day, one of our cast members, the Oracle, is not here yet. Probably he's sleeping, like he was in every production day.
The Oracle is like Goku, though. He pops in at the very end to save the day when you need him most.
I know.
It's not inaccurate.
But you know what? After 30 years of being his friend, it becomes a little old that he's never on time, ever.
Bless his heart, he did hang out for a lot of recording sessions where he
didn't have any lines.
Yeah, he didn't have any lines.
You know
but
what?
when he did,
he delivered. And you know, it's funny because every time I heard somebody in Canada says "bless his heart," I know he's saying "fuck him" or "fuck you," but bless his heart, yeah.
another parallel between Canada, the Great White North, and the American South.
Yeah,
exactly.
Not inaccurate.
Yeah.
So, like I say to the audience, we're here. We're gonna present the first 10 minutes of Time Warpers to everyone before it comes live, the first episode in all the platforms. But nobody of the crew has finished it. I mean, listen to it, finish it. But Jake, Dr. J, and me, and we're really excited to present it to you guys. But before we jump into that, I would like to go one by one for you to share with the audience the experience that was, when you guys read the script and the first session. Let's just talk about the first session of becoming that. So who want to start? Who want to start giving us your experience to be?
I think you should actually start and tell people the background of Time Warpers because this has been
driving, motherfucker.
You talk and do other shit all the time.
That I did that exercise so I don't have to talk.
Buzzkill.
Anyway.
Buzzkill.
God bless your heart, Jake. God bless your heart. Time Warpers was created. I started running Time Warpers when I was 24. And now that I'm 30, I mean, everybody knows that I'm 48, but I started running when I was 24. I started with the idea to write my first comic book, but then I kind of realized that I couldn't draw, right? So I started making a novel, then it went to a cartoon, and then when I moved to America, I got the big opportunity to work with an amazing producer that happens to be the producer of The Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars. And that guided us to an agent and guided us to a lot of things. Sadly, before the production started and after a couple of Comic Cons when we were special guests and everything, he passed. And then the project got stopped. I kind of gave away the idea of Time Warpers. I let it rest, but like everything in Hollywood, is never over, right? So when we start working in the podcast, one day Jake got the great idea of have a podcast all showing the radio drama of Star Wars. And then we were stopping and
Your
talking
idea.
about it because great idea. Bless your heart, Jake. Bless your heart.
Yes, yes.
That was
Very good
literally all you.
Yeah, and so when we said, you know what, we should do a radio drama, right, of Time Warpers, and suddenly when we're realizing we already have the cast ready, we called Justin. He started helping us as an assistant direction, getting all the lines. Then we contact Dr. J. That he was mixing my album, editing my album at the moment. And from one day to another, I just told Dr. J, hey, have you ever done a radio drama? He's like, no. I said, well, now you do. So we jump into that. I called Ravinder, that always a fantastic partner, never give up the trust on us, the most magnificent person that when I'm in distress, she's like, it's going to happen. Don't worry. It's going to happen. And I told her about the show and she was really excited. And when we realized we got the full cast ready to go, and 5 months later, well, we're here presenting to all our audience the first minutes of what is Time Warpers. That is a story written by yours truly, directed by yours truly, and produced by yours truly, with all the people that is involved here, executive production of Ravinder and Jake, right, for Arete Media, Force and Corp. Obviously, you guys know everyone, and for the people that are listening and they're not watching, let me introduce everyone in the panel today. We had Ravinder Campbell, an American actress, like I say, a dear friend and a person that is the one that never let us give up, right? In all the projects that we have Justin Spohr, the guy that he never says no. He's always there, willing to do whatever it takes to make everything possible. His amazing brother, right, Jordan Spohr.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy that said, "I never done
vocally,
this."
The vocally talented.
Yeah. He say,
Too kind.
I never done something like this, Virus. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And he put us in awe because every line it was delivered to perfection, right? Of course, like everyone else. I don't know if the Oracle has been here, but what can I say about my friend the Oracle? He's been in every project with me since I'm 12, right? Because we never talk about that. But he was the first bass player of the band that I was. Yeah, he was part of the boy band, but we never talk about that. And then obviously our amazing engineer, Dr. J. Jesus, that
Thank you.
he's been more than willing to put with me 3 times a week, listening to every possible correction. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, but of course, my dear friend and business, what?
Nobody important.
No, my dear friend and business partner, the guy that I wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning with a new idea. He says yes or no. The Indiana tough guy, all bravado, that I told him I love you, buddy. And he's like, yeah, right. And this is a really good moment because this is the first time after so many tries that Time Warpers is gonna become to life, and it's all because of you guys, and I want to thank you in front of the audience. And yeah, that's what I'm supposed to talk, Jake. I'm supposed to go at the end.
It was so good,
whatever.
I mean, it's fabulous.
Great job.
I actually had a podcast, right?
It was generous, very generous.
Just remember to pay me the $20 that everyone promised.
Check
Something
it out.
nice about you.
I think it was the other way around.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
No, I wish.
Hey, God, Jake, bless your heart. Bless your fucking heart. Anyway, so what is your turn, guys? Why don't you start, Jake, introducing everyone and sharing with everyone, your experience, and then pass the ball to somebody else.
This was an interesting one for me because I know it's ironic being in podcasting, but I actually hate the sound of my own voice. So this is going to be like nails on a chalkboard for me. But
I can feel
virus
that.
virus asked me, and I came through, and he says I did a good job. I will disagree every day, but I know that's a me thing. But it was fun. It's always fun to collaborate with our friends and cohorts here in the projects. It's always a good time. And just in closing, Jordan, you mean you're not from Missouri?
Oh.
See, I fundamentally disagree with Jake's assertion. His several of his characters were very funny. Were very very funny. Man can nail a British accent like it's nobody's business. For me,
To
it
a
was
British
surreal.
person.
Yeah, like because for a guy from the Midwest, I'm just
There
saying.
you go.
It was very surreal for me where we would be sitting on like with my script in one screen and like Dr. J in the other screen and Virus in the other it was there was times where I was like, this is odd.
Yeah.
For me, it was, I had never done anything like this before, so it was a completely new experience for me. And I had a good time. I thought that it was a lot of fun doing different, like just doing voices. Is there something entertaining about that to me? I'm in a similar boat to Jake though, where the entire time, every time I hear myself, it'll be like,
Yeah, no. Also can't stand the sound of my own voice.
But again, I know that's a me thing. Um, but yeah, overall, it was fun. It was a unique experience, is what I'll say.
Mhm.
I guess I'll go next. Yeah, I don't think I've done a voiceover, and that also on Zoom. But Dr. Longoria was a character very close to heart in many ways because I'm a medical professional, and where she stands is where I stand in life. So, and just like Max said, he comes up with these things, and I'm like, okay, I'll read it, and okay, I'll do it. I just go with the flow, and after the first episode, it just got more and more interesting. And I think we were just a good team. We just had a lot of laughter, and we just had a great time. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're hanging out with your friends making pretend. It's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or at least it should
Yeah.
be.
At least
It's always
it's
good
just
So-
bit pretend.
So let me ask something to the only person that is getting paid to doing this, Dr. J. How was your experience with all this?
Yeah, it was a fun experience. Of course, it also is. This is very new to me. I never worked in an audiobook, and yeah, how like you say, it was a lot of time, but it was, I think, it's really worth it, and I'm really grateful to have had this opportunity and to learn new things and meet new people. So
And
You
what
thank
you
wouldn't
don't
know.
tell
you
me,
so
You
much.
wouldn't know it was
what,
your first one listening to the finished
No.
product.
yeah, no, hold a
Yeah.
second. When I ask him outside the camera, what do you think? He's like, I'm sick of their fucking voices. That's what
Nah,
Dr.
nah.
J said.
Fair. That's
Hey,
fair.
that's fair.
That's
That is
you. That's you.
completely
That's
fair.
fair.
I remember we say, how many times, Justin? How many times you need to say, what?
Nah.
Doctor.
That's fair.
Doctor,
That's
doctor.
fair.
Yeah, it was
No,
a
I
very
mean,
unique experience.
Dr. J never complains, dude. Everybody knows here that I'm crazy as fuck, and he never complains a thing. Start like, let's make the sounds. Then like, now I need music. Now I need a score. And he's like, okay.
Oh, the gunshots was a difficult part.
Yeah, and sometimes, as the audience know, we're Ravinder's in Atlanta, the first brother in Canada, the Oracle, whatever the fuck he is, he's in Mexico. Jesus is in Mexico. Jake is in Indiana, right? And so everybody's in different parts of the world, and we were needed to stream, and sometimes the connection drops. Sometimes the connection make a noise like.
I'd say the only frustrating part of this was sometimes you literally would just get just a great line, and then the
Mm,
fucking
yeah.
Zoom would crackle, and you were just like,
Yeah,
Let,
oh.
before we
Yeah.
listen, I want to share a funny story. We were doing a part, and I remember I told Jordan, "Hey Jordan, we're gonna let the sound goes, then you're gonna talk, then it's gonna be a little scream, and then you talk again." You guys remember that? And
Yep.
and for a reason, the shot was doing and we were keep asking Jordan to do it again because we thought it was him, and we're like, "No, go again and go again," and everybody thought that it was but actually it was in the pre-recording. For the audience to understand how this works, it's not just putting voices, it's not just reading a script. You need to interpret, you need to believe in the character you're acting. So a lot of people didn't have the audacity or the bravado to do what you guys did. I'm talking about the whole cast and you too, Dr. J, because I was asking you to do three voices within seconds of separation. Jake, like I said, he's an old Indiana man, right? But he will never accept that he was doing four different voices plus the narration in one
Yeah.
episode,
Yep.
and he was delivering correctly because every voice sound differently.
Mm-hmm.
I relinquished the narrator
That
for
was
the next
amazing.
one.
That was really amazing, Jake.
Yeah, he doesn't want
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
the narrator for the next one because I
No.
remember the first time I told him, he's like, "Yeah, I can do it." And after the third episode, he's like, "I don't want
No,
to do it anymore."
he realized the challenges you were putting him up to. Can you do that again? It's just not right. Can you stop right there? We'll start from there, from that line. So it was a lot of challenge. But
Well, good that you talk about that, Ravinder. Can you tell the audience how it's for me to direct everyone and being a pain in the ass?
oh my God, he has OCD big time. He agreed, kind of agreed. It wasn't a written one that he's going to let me take over for like maybe a brief scene or something. Oh no, it didn't happen. It did not happen because he went right into the directing mode and telling us what to do. And even if we thought we were right, if it didn't please him, we had to do it again.
Well, that's what is called director, not pleaser. I was directing.
He
No,
had
but
a vision.
Yeah, he had a vision.
Yeah.
He had his
Well,
own vision.
Not worth.
but
Not
you know
worth.
what? It worked really good. I think everyone, you guys and everyone in the audience will appreciate it because I've been listening to radio dramas. I've been a fan of Orson Welles, right? Obviously, I born many years after he did his first radio drama, right? I don't know if people know this. What is the name of the radio drama from Orson Welles? What is the
Are
name?
are you
The,
talking about War of the Worlds?
yeah, World of the Worlds. For the one that
Oh yeah.
doesn't know that, when he did it live, he was so believable that actually three people tried to commit suicide because people that they were listening to the radio thought that it
Yeah.
was the end of the world. And I'm not saying that trying to kill somebody is good, but I mean the way that he make people find fear through his voice is something that really is really big as artists, as directors, as writers. I was in a meeting previously with the director of the Portland Playhouse a couple of minutes ago, and I told her we don't do art to make money, we don't do art to get applause or recognition. We do art to make people feel whatever it is. Could be fear, could be emotion, could be excitement, could be laugh. But that's when a good director is never going to be a good director without a cast like you guys, and a good cast will never be a good cast without a crazy director as me. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate everyone effort on doing this.
Yeah.
The Oracle is not here yet, right?
No, not seen it. But
I
did
haven't seen.
did she buy that?
Say that again.
Did she buy that? What you told her?
There. Oh yeah, totally. She might have. She's listening right now. So yeah, Jake.
Just a joke. It's just funny stuff.
No. I mean, the reality is, Jake, bless your heart. 4 times with all your family and generations. So the point is, today is a special date for Toon Talk 2.0, for Pantheon Podcast, for Force and Corp, and for everyone involved here. I was trying to make time, right? so we can have the oracle here before we started. But I guess it's not going to be possible. I don't know if somebody else want to share any other experience doing time warpers.
I will say the one funny bit for me was you guys, one of my characters, Ugarte, you said he was the one from Casablanca, and I've seen that movie, and it's like it's played by Peter Lorre, and I did my own thing with it. You guys like just it's kind of like Peter Lorre, and then about like episode 4, I finally looked at what Peter Lorre's voice is like, and I was like, oh. I can do that. Why didn't I do that? I was like, I could do that voice. Why didn't I do that voice? It was very embarrassing. It's like I know that character.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
will
figure
say
it out at
that.
the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say that I liked every one of your characters. I think everyone did amazing, and
Thank you.
that's saying that I heard your voices like for
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that. I don't know I think that your voices and your acting match perfectly the
Oh,
characters.
thank you. That's very
So
Interesting.
yeah, that was
that's
really good for
that's
everyone.
I will say what I've heard so far, the sound design, immaculate. It sounds phenomenal.
Thank you.
It elevates it elevates a mediocre narration and performance very well.
No,
Yeah.
that's not true.
High praise indeed.
High praise indeed.
Let's
talking
take
about
credit
mine.
anyway. Let's take all the credit.
Okay, believe it or not, I'm
You're
here.
walking.
Oh, I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say you're walking on air.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
This is why we host the Star Trek podcast together, Jake.
Yeah.
It's
You
eerie.
see,
It's eerie
hey,
sometimes.
Jordan, let me ask you something. You don't get tired of these guys throw their Star Trek podcast in every possible location? Like, they can't even go to the bathroom because they're flushing. I got a podcast about Star Trek. Like, everything, every day they talk about it.
It's a
I
quality
mean,
podcast.
they're pretty proud of it. I mean, I can't shit on that too hard.
Okay, Canadian, you're supposed to be mean
You know,
sometimes.
He's concerned I'm gonna fire him
he
off of our
apologizes to
podcast.
me enough, with his Canadianism too. So it's a feedback loop. We're both just constantly sorry.
Okay, Alexander just joined.
It's a
I can't
circle of
believe
sorry.
it.
Yeah,
People,
exactly. Yeah.
people, the Oracle is in the room finally.
Yay.
We stalled long enough.
We're still not going to see his face, but yay.
Yay. Are you there, Alexander? Can you hear us?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We were just waiting for you. We know that you're always gonna be late. It's part of who you are. Just 30 minutes and 8 seconds, so it wasn't this
I
bad.
told you right when you need him. He swoops in like Goku to save the day.
We were right about to play it. It was like his timing could not be better.
Everyone so far have their experience, how it was being as part of Time Warpers. So go ahead, Alexander. The Oracle, he listened pieces right with me because I was reviewing it and he was online with me. But if you want to share with the audience, Alexander, how was being part of the experience of Time Warpers?
Well, I know you wrote Time Warpers a long time ago, and I know that it's a story that you loved from a very early time. Now, as far as the theme goes, we've always been sci-fi guys, you and me. It's like it's been our favorite genre from always. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, no, totally agree. Sorry, I was plugging because you missed this, but I was driving and I just needed to plug my camera on my thing. Yeah, so I'm not a Star Wars fan. Says Star Wars and everything. Anyway, so can you tell the audience how you feel being part of the Time Warpers cast, Oracle?
It's been great. I mean, for me, being a part of it is just so exciting for me because it's like realizing a project of yours that we both love. That we both love the genre. So it seems fitting that we'd be doing something like that.
And can you tell, because we've been doing this with everyone so far, do you have a special memory that you laugh or you love about it? Like something that is stuck in your head about me directing, or the whole experience?
I mean, the experience itself is very friendly because we all know each other, and I mean, you guys are such great people, so creative, and I mean, it's been great on that respect. It's been really fluid.
You know what? He's always late, but he's always kind. So we gotta give that for him.
Nah, it's been a blast, man.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's a good liar. You see, he's a good actor.
Nah, you guys rule.
Tell me the truth. Hey, are we ready, Jake, to present the first? We're gonna put a little snip. Obviously, not the first episode. We want people to go and check it out. So, are you ready, Jakey boy?
Yes, and hopefully this time I don't screw this up.
I found that hard to
I have faith
say,
in you.
but yeah.
Oh no, you watch, it'll happen.
So, before any ado, this is the first sneak peek to the first episode of Time Warpers New Dawn. So, Jake, the room is yours.
Forsan Corporation and Arete Media presents an original idea and direction by Max Forsan, with voices of Jake Boger, Justin Spur, Jordan Spur, Ravender Campbell, Max Forsan, and Alexander Sakal. Music by Again and Forever. Edit and mix by Jesus Martinez. Time Warpers, A New Dawn. Episode 1, A Leap of Faith. The following radio drama contains mature themes, including graphic violence, strong language, and intense action scenes. Listener discretion is advised. This program is intended for an adult audience. In the year 3041, amidst the towering skyscrapers of a futuristic Paris, a young boy named Rone prepares to sleep. Outside his window, a flotilla of floating cars forms a cloud in the night sky, with the Eiffel Tower at its center, suspended by gravitational technology. Inside his room, Rone's blinds descend, blocking the magnificent view. The room is filled with posters and memorabilia from the 20th century, World War II, JFK, Nelson Mandela, the Beatles. Toys and replicas of inventions and automobiles from that era are scattered across the floor. Rone, a 10-year-old boy in white pajamas, slides into his bed. A hollow clock displaying the image of Big Ben shows that it's 8 p.m. The sleep inducer, formed by 6 cubes, surrounds his bed, projecting waves to stimulate dreams of his choice. A hollow screen appears in front of Rone. He types in a sequence of numbers, and the screen fades away with a beep. Rone smiles and lies down as the lights go out. An image of a young soldier begins to form above the bed.
Sleeping, Doctor? Who is this? You've never assumed this guy.
The soldier, who has a physical resemblance to Rone, begins to speak. It is the voice of the sleep inductor.
Master Rone, the guide selection was based on your setup. Do you want me to choose another?
Rone hesitates for a moment, but then makes up his mind.
No, he's okay. Let's start.
The soldier smiles and spreads his arms, extending his hands. A deck of cards forms in his hand. He bends the cards, projecting them to the other hand until the entire deck is transferred. The soldier then sweeps the air with the deck, leaving a trail of floating cards. Each card displays images of significant events and people of the 20th century. 9/11, Nirvana, the Vietnam War, Yuri Gagarin in space, the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the dark side of the moon, and more.
Young Master, which event would you like us to visit?
Rone scratches his head, pondering.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
The young soldier grins.
Maybe not an event, but action? Drama? Something funny? You decide.
Very well.
Rone's dream begins. The scene shifts to a forest in the year 3057, under a round yellow full moon. The moon's rays are blocked by the thick foliage, leaving only scattered branches and spots lit while the rest remains obscure. A drizzle descends from the sky. The sound of branches being shoved interrupts the silence. A large white hare tilts its head up, listens, and, convinced of danger, burrows into a hole at the base of a tree. Aenor, a young soldier with long blonde dreadlocks, dashes through the forest. His torso, slim but muscular, is bruised and cut. He rushes, digging under low branches, jumping over rocks and bushes with uncommon speed. He stumbles over a large puddle and staggers.
This way.
Aenor continues running. He spots a group of fallen trees and heads towards them. Sweeping the fallen trunks, he finds an empty trunk and hides inside. A platoon of heavily armored UPP soldiers comes into view, spreading around the area as they move forward. At the back, Commander Saragon, a colossus of a man, conveys an order.
Find Aenor. I want him alive.
Aenor shakes at the sound of the voice. Up close, we can tell he has a childish face, though it's muddied. The soldiers sweep the forest frantically. Commander Saragon stands at the top of a slope, its side lit by the moon, revealing some of his features. He wears a green beret, and his arms, thick as tree trunks, hold a weapon so massive that it would take 2 normal people to carry it. A soldier, venting, approaches the commander.
Sir, we have searched the area but found nothing. I believe he deceived us and went to another...
Commander Saragon grabs the soldier by the neck, his fingers digging deeply, releasing blood.
Please!
The soldier drops his weapon and tries to break free, but the commander's grip tightens.
The blood of the young is being spilled, and it's your fault, traitor.
The soldier's lifeless face is defiled by insects that begin to crawl on it. A grin forms on Commander Saragon's face. A single, solitary drop of sweat curves down Aenor's face. He closes his eyes and mouths a prayer.
The full version of Time Warpers Episode 1 will premiere soon.
Yay!
Awesome. I think it was great.
That was good.
All right.
That was good.
I
That was good.
We can hear your voice on my voice dropping there, but these freaking egomaniacs.
You're the one who told me to make it shorter. Don't blame me.
Oh, the thing is, it's a little sneak peek because then we're gonna have a full drama about time traveling, and I think that it was really good. I mean, we got the chance here to listen to the Oracle, to Jordan, to the magnificent voice of our narrator that he's making faces like a 15-year-old kid.
It was so painful.
It's amazing, Jake. It was amazing.
Nails on a
Very good,
chalkboard.
In there too, so but it's such a good job that you did, Dr. J, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sound design is so good. Like the squelching when he gets so good. Like it's visceral. It's so good.
Let me tell you a funny thing that happened in just this scene. I used to do this a lot, and probably it's a problem of mine that I trust my team a lot, right? So I called Jesus and say, okay, I need soldiers running, right? I'm looking for something. Goodbye, I need to go. I'm in a meeting. And then he sent me, and it was like 3 soldiers walking. I go like, dude, a battalion is like 400 guys, like, oh. The boots and everything. Yeah, so it was funny. But yeah,
the steps are crazy.
Doing a great
sound
job.
design.
And it's not fair because I know you, the whole crew, and obviously you too, Dr. J, put so much effort on this, and I really hope people like it because they don't understand that it's the script. then the analysis of character, then the become the character and talk about that, use that specific voice, then clean every one of the tracks, then put the special effects, put it on time, and then put the music on top of it, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Many
but
steps.
it's
Yeah.
it, all layers just to give you guys. It's gonna be 2 hours and 30 minutes, right, Jake? Of the full first segment of 4 episodes of
Yeah, I'd say it should be about that long. I
But
don't know. I
yeah,
haven't run the total, but
yeah, and it's gonna be first. We're gonna release first episode. Then second, third, fourth, and then we're gonna release a full amount on what is the name of the platform, Jake? The one is gonna be up.
Audible.
Audible, yeah.
Audible.
Nice.
That's the main one.
Episode is gonna be free for everyone in YouTube and Spotify and iTunes and why not? But the 2, 3, and 4, you need to pay, bitches.
The part of me that produces a separate podcast from this with my co-host would like to know if I can have that preview to post on our channel.
Yeah, of course.
Excellent. Could you send that to me, please?
Yes.
Absolutely.
When all the links are ready, so they are connected, so people can go and listen.
Beautiful.
Of course, we will require of every one of you to tell everyone. Come and do it.
Absolutely promote the heck out of this.
It's such an amazing accomplishment that, again, it wouldn't be possible without Ravinder, right? Because she's the one that pays the bills.
Oh Lord, don't remind me that.
Without Jesus, I'm the only one that actually makes money in front of everyone else. And I gotta be specific grateful for the picture that the Oracle just uploaded, because he looks like Jesus become a rock star. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it's really good. I'm really happy for everyone. Of course, look for it. It's gonna be in the Pantheon podcast, the first episode. It will be links for everyone to follow, and
definitely gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah. I will be checking it out. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Even just as an audience member.
What about your voice, Jordan, as little Ron?
Yeah, what do you think about the kid voice?
It's such a bizarre feeling where it's like, I know I said those lines, I know that that's me, and yet if I close my eyes, I wouldn't know that that's me, which that really speaks to the sound production and the editing and everything that's gone into this. It's truly a bizarre, like I don't know if I'm like trying to hide this like gigantic smile on my face as I'm like, I want to listen to the rest of it because I want to hear everyone else. I want to listen to the full thing.
Let me tell you, it was easy. It just took us like 2 months to get that voice right. Like 2 months of
we first tried pitching it, and
Wow.
nothing was working.
It does sound like a child now.
It absolutely does.
But
there's other characters that I'm very interested to hear the finished results of as well. That's for sure.
Yeah, buckle up for the ride.
So, you know what? This because obviously my co-host fuck it up really bad because it's April 1st today, and when he's supposed to put play, he's supposed to put before the thing.
Hey, Virus.
But you fuck it up, Jakey boy.
April Fools.
April Fools. You already said it. You covered it up for him. You already covered it up for him.
It's okay.
But that was the prank the whole time.
It's all a prank. It's not finished. We just finished that one.
that particular segment, yeah.
Everything
just
is
that
ready.
Little bit.
Everything is ready. We're just in the last master of the 4th episode, so everything is ready. So, thank you, everyone.
Yay!
If you guys want to add anything else?
No.
Can't wait to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, can't wait.
It will be up really soon. Thank you, Ravinder. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Oracle. Thank you, Dr. Jesus Martinez. Thank you, Jakey boy. I really appreciate you come here and visit. Now get the hell out of my podcast because I got people to entertain.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you,
for
everyone.
having
Thank you,
Everyone did a great
everyone.
Thank
job.
you.
Thank
Everybody was
you.
amazing. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Bye.
That was really good, man. I'm funny. So it was.
How do I?
How
Sorry,
do I go? How do I go?
I don't use Zoom. How do I get out of this?
The red button that says leave, top right.
There it is.
I
There
can
it is.
leave. I'll leave anyway.
That's, you can just help her get out. Yeah, there you
Yeah, help me get out.
Okay, I can.
I'm not leaving. I'm the star of
No, I really need to leave. I need to feed my dogs, and I have to work tomorrow. So yes, I do need to leave.
There you go.
I can kick you out.
What happened with the
Totally forgot. I was all preoccupied with the video we're getting ready to play, but before we do that, I want to let everybody know that the sponsors of today's podcast are our friends at Stevie Wicks, and I always forget the name. Damn it, so embarrassing and unprofessional.
Embarrassing and unprofessional.
Pure Family Nutrition.
Pure Family Nutrition, that is sponsoring the podcast and this next section. So if you wanna live healthy, look healthy, look at this beauty. Lose 20 pounds, eat healthy, great everything. Look at my beard. I mean, I'm 49. Look at my hair, dude. It's like, seriously, these shakes, Jake, and this, I'm not prepared to talk about it, but these shakes are so tasty. Like, you don't feel that you're in a
Really,
diet.
because I will say I've had my fair share of like shakes, protein shakes, diet shake, all that, and they all have the same problem. They all taste like chocolate, whatever the flavor is.
When the first time our sponsor gave it to me, I had that idea. But then I try it, and I'm like, shit, can I have more? Because it doesn't taste like grass, doesn't taste chocolate lately thing, doesn't taste like dust. It tastes really good. And you know what? It's like you're really putting all the vegetables in your mouth. You know, it tastes really good. Refreshing too. So it's not a type of thing that you just gotta drink this, gotta eat this, don't have fun. It's actually help you to understand the way of living a healthy life. And this is really important. In your first buy, you can get 25% off. That's a big chunk. So we're gonna have all the information downstairs. That's funny. It's like downstairs. Down the information. Go and check it out.
You're going to have all the information downstairs.
Downstairs. But if you can, and if you want, just click. Just for clicking, and not compromise to anything. But after you see everything, you will understand that you're gonna save money in food. You're gonna save money in doctors, and you're gonna save money in your insurance. Trust me on this. But without ado, let's talk about our podcast today. Time warpers in the past, but they will go to the future. Isn't that cool? And then they're going to go to the past and then go to the future because they're time warpers. Today we have a specific, unique topic. You want to present it, Jakey boy, before you put the video?
Interpolation. I remembered the word this time.
Interpolation is, we have had a video explaining that. But a lot of hits that we're listening nowadays, interpolation is not make a cover. It's take a factor of the original song and replay it. Don't use the sample. Redo it for many different things that we're going to have with our great reporter from London, making this amazing segment sponsored by Family Nutrition. So let's get it on.
This Toon Talk 2.0 section is sponsored by Pure Family Nutrition. Start your ultimate lifestyle transformation today. Visit purefamilynutrition.com to learn how you can save 25% off of your first order at checkout.
Interpolation is when you take part of an existing composition and use it as part of a new piece of music. For example, Seven Rings by Ariana Grande interpolates the melody of My Favourite Things from The Sound of Music.
Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles. Girls with tattoos who like getting in trouble.
Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels. Doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles.
Lashes and diamonds, ATM machines. Find myself on all my favorite things.
But Seven Rings isn't a cover of My Favourite Things. It's a new song based on an extract of My Favourite Things. A similar example is Play That Song by Train, which interpolates the main melody from the 1938 Hoagy Carmichael song Heart and Soul.
Play that song, the one that makes me go all night long.
Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul.
Beyond the obvious stylistic changes, Train have set the old melody to new chords and new lyrics. So here with Play That Song by Train and Seven Rings by Ariana Grande, they are repurposing an existing melody, they are interpolating an existing melody into a whole new song. But interpolation isn't limited just to melody. You could also interpolate the accompaniment of an older song. For example, Amy Winehouse's 2007 track, Tears Dry on Their Own, interpolates the instrumental of the Motown classic Ain't No Mountain High Enough, originally performed by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell.
It's a darkness that we know, and this regret I got accustomed to. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
A very famous example of interpolation is Coolio's 1995 track Gangsta's Paradise, which interpolates Stevie Wonder's 1976 track Pastime Paradise. Now, on hearing those two tracks side by side, you might have described Gangsta's Paradise as being based on a sample, but no, this is interpolation, not sampling. So what's the difference? Because these two techniques are certainly very similar. Well, sampling is when we take a literal sample of the original recording and use it as part of a new track. But interpolation doesn't involve the recording, it involves the composition itself. Interpolation is like a cover song, but a very heavily adapted cover song. Instead of taking an excerpt from the recording like we do with sampling, interpolation involves taking an excerpt from the original composition, from the song itself. So here with Gangsta's Paradise, although it sounds very similar to Stevie Wonder's original song, all the instrumentation has been re-recorded. What we're hearing is an interpolation of the underlying composition. A similar example is Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang, which is based on the song Good Times by Chic.
I am Wonder Mike and I like to say hello.
It's easy to assume that what we're hearing here on Rapper's Delight is a direct sample of the original Chic recording, but in fact, Sugar Hill Gang are rapping over a re-recording of Good Times. So this is an interpolation, not a sample. Now, you might be wondering, with all of these examples of interpolation, does the original songwriter get credit and royalties when their song is interpolated into a new song? And the answer is yes, or at least they should be. With all of the examples we've looked at so far, the original songwriters have been included as songwriters on the new track. With Rapper's Delight though, it did take the threat of legal action to appropriately credit the original songwriters. The Sugar Hill Gang only added Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards of Chic to the credits of the song when Chic threatened to take them to court. Even if the interpolation is very brief, very fleeting, record labels and publishers will tend to credit the songwriter of the interpolated song to avoid any future legal repercussions. For example, We Belong Together by Mariah Carey features this brief quote of Bobby Womack's song If You Think You're Lonely Now.
Bobby Womack's on the radio, sing to me. If you think you're lonely now. Wait a minute. If you think you're lonely now.
Despite being barely 2 bars of melody borrowed from the Bobby Womack song, the songwriters of that Bobby Womack song are all credited on We Belong Together. In fact, We Belong Together features yet another, even shorter melodic quote, this time from the 1987 song Two Occasions by The Deal. And once again, the songwriters of Two Occasions have been credited on We Belong Together. What's clever about these interpolations is they are literally soundtracking what's happening in the story of the lyrics. In the lyric, the protagonist is listening to the radio and we're hearing quotes of the songs that she's hearing on the radio. For example, the quote of the Bobby Womack song is preceded with the lyric, Bobby Womack's on the radio saying to me, if you think you're lonely now.
Bobby Womack's on the radio, saying to me, if you think you're lonely.
And then once again, in the next stanza, we have, I turn the dial trying to catch a break, and then I hear Babyface, before we then hear the quote of Two Occasions.
And then I hear Babyface, I only think of...
Babyface was a member of the band The Deal, who performed Two Occasions. Gwen Stefani's 2004 hit song Rich Girl interpolates an extract of melody from If I Were a Rich Man from the 1964 musical Fiddler on the Roof.
If I was a rich girl, na 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 na, say I'd have all the money in the world.
If I were a rich man, yabba dibba 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 dum. All day long I biddy biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man.
But in fact, technically, Gwen Stefani didn't interpolate Fiddler on the Roof because her song Rich Girl is itself a reworking of a different song by the same title by the British duo Lucy Liu and Mickey One.
If I was a rich girl, na 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 na, say I have all the...
So it was actually this song that interpolated Fiddler on the Roof, and then Gwen Stefani based her song on this song. A common reason why a song may interpolate another song instead of just sampling it is to save on costs. Using a sample of an existing recording generally costs more than just re-recording that part. This is because the original recording of the song contains two different copyrights. The copyright of the composition, the song, and the copyright of the recording. So if you re-record a song instead of sampling the original recording, you only have to deal with clearing one of those two copyrights. For example, Robbie Williams' 1998 track Millennium was written around the iconic strings intro to the James Bond song You Only Live Twice, composed by John Barry. The demo version of Millennium was based on an actual sample of that Bond theme. But when they realised that re-recording the strings intro would be reportedly a tenth of the cost of licensing the original recording, they opted to do that instead. Many Robbie Williams songs feature interpolation. For example, his 2000 track Supreme actually features two different interpolations. The instrumental post-chorus section of the song interpolates the strings melody from Gloria Gaynor's disco classic I Will Survive. And the main strings motif that Supreme is based on is an excerpt from the theme to the 1970 film Dernier Domicile Connu. Another example of where an older song has been interpolated, i.e. re-recorded, instead of sampled to save on costs and hassle, is Gold Digger by Kanye West. Gold Digger is based on an excerpt from Ray Charles' 1954 song I've Got a Woman.
She give me money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a kind. She give me money.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
Initially, West planned on sampling the original Ray Charles record, but then after watching the Ray Charles biopic Ray, West had the idea to just ask Jamie Foxx instead, who portrayed Ray Charles in the film, to sing the excerpt from I've Got a Woman, and then they could use that in place of the sample. Rihanna's 2007 song Shut Up and Drive features a very subtle interpolation. The fuzzy, octave-jumping riff that underpins the chorus of Shut Up and Drive is actually lifted from New Order's 1983 classic Blue Monday. And the last example of interpolation we'll look at today is Bon Jovi's 1986 song, You Give Love a Bad Name. The main chorus melody of Bon Jovi's song is lifted from the Bonnie Tyler song, If You Were a Woman and I Was a Man, which had come out earlier that same year. Now, this example of interpolation is really interesting because both of these songs were written by the same person, Desmond Child. So really, this isn't an interpolation, it's a rewriting. As Desmond Child explains in this clip, after If You Were a Woman by Bonnie Tyler didn't sell as well as he thought it would, he chose to effectively rewrite the song for Bon Jovi so the song would have a second chance at success.
They were making an album called Faster Than the Speed of Light, and Jim Steinman called me and he said, okay, I want a special song, but it really wasn't the hit that I wanted it to be. Because I thought when I wrote, I said, okay, this is going to be the biggest song of all time. So after that album came and left, I went to work with a couple of long-haired guys from New Jersey called John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora. And I sort of wanted, I was kind of sore at the record company for not really pushing that song. I said, I'm going to prove that song's a hit. And so we did.
So you wrote it again?
So we wrote it again, yeah.
Interestingly, years later, this chorus melody used in both the Bonnie Tyler and the Bon Jovi song would once again serve as the chorus melody to yet another big pop hit, the 2020 song Kings and Queens by Ava Max. So that's interpolation. Very similar to sampling, but not quite the same technique. If you can think of any other examples of songs that interpolate elements from other songs, then do mention them down below in the comments.
Right.
That's interpolation.
That, I guess, is more than clear. Thank you very much. So I think that we want. What do you think about all this, man? You think it's fair for the industry?
I mean, yeah, because there's this common, and as a musician, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's this common misconception that music can be sort of what am I going composed in endless possibilities, and that's really not the case. There's a very finite amount of things you can do.
Yes, first of all, we just have 7 notes. Just right, natural. That's where it starts. The combination could be millions, but at the same time, not every sound it will be good for the human ear. However, I feel that like Dua Lipa, all her songs are interpolations from Kiss, from Olivia Newton-John. So sometimes it's like, are you not even gonna try to do something different? So that's what kind of bothers me now. I'm well known because I do a lot of covers and rearrange the covers. But how will you feel if when I did the version of Black Hole Sun, remember, if I just change the lyrics, it could be a good song. Everybody will go, oh, that's a good song. Yeah, but that's not my song. I better do a decent cover, a reimagined cover.
Yeah, because credit where credit's due. When you're doing a cover, you're still paying homage to the previous song. You're just maybe putting a new spin on it, or saying it in your way, but you're still acknowledging the song that came before, because you're not, you're keeping the lyrics, or you're keeping the bones of the song intact.
And it's a big business, man. Actually, they're doing it because somebody executive in the record label says, you know what, we need to keep this song to make music so we don't lose the international rights. So you said, we're going to create interpolation, make your music play it again, your musicians play it again, so we don't have to play the executionist, right? And let's keep making more money. Because people like Olivia Rodrigo, Eva Max, and Doja Cat, that's what they're doing. So they're selling things that they already sell, like fake, like hidden, you know what I mean? and I'm not against interpolation. I'm against, and I have a few examples of my own, but I'm against people abusing of that power to come to younger generations, pretending that they're the shit, and they're just not. You know
Well,
what
there's too big of a number of people out there. I'm not going to call them kids because they're not kids anymore, but I forget her name, but she has that song. It's like, oh yeah, and I'm feeling all right. I'm about to have the best fucking night of my life. That thing,
I'm
it's fucking blue. Abadi abida,
um,
motherfucker.
damn, but there's a got a thing and another best night of my life. That's like, dude. Um, remember Cheers by Rihanna?
Hmm.
It's a song from Avril Lavigne.
Oh yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I
Yep.
got a big list, but you want to share one with you about
Well,
yours?
see, I somewhat misunderstood the assignment. I have literal songs that most people don't know are covers, unless you're a music nerd. Like you probably know these are covers, but
It's okay. So, "Break Up Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored" by Ariana Grande. Actually, believe it or not, they're singing "It Makes Me Well" from the album where "Bye Bye Bye" is from NSYNC. So that makes me believe. So the song is gonna work because of the promotion, not if it's good or not. Halsey, that I think is a really good actress. I mean, singer, hot, talented. Her single "Without Me" is an interpolation from Justin Timberlake "Cry Me a River" less than 10 years ago, bro. They're not even going back. Like what Kanye West, not my cup of tea in anything that he does, but the interpolation that he did from Ray Charles, it's clear that it's an interpolation. I'm not trying
right.
to hide, but "Cry Me a River" and "Without Me" is the same shit. It's like, dude, come with something different. And that's what I make me believe it or not, the queen of creativity, Taylor Swift, is
Hmm.
doing an interpretation on her own songs because they work so well. I
Well,
think
then
that's a
it's
little.
not, just like the video said, then it's not an interpolation, it's a rewrite.
It's a rewrite, but do you think it's cool? Like, give a space for new
Well, yeah,
songs.
Linkin Park did an entire album of interpolation.
Rewrites.
Oh yeah, you're right, rewrites. Yes. And it was awesome. I was very impressed, actually, when Reanimation came out.
I got one TLC, No Scrubs, Ed Sheeran, "Shape of You."
Oh yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Not really. Because you pointed this out to me earlier, and now I hear it. Because here's another really good example that you guys may not know about. I do recommend you check it out. So for all you wrestling fans out there, WWE used to produce albums, believe it or not.
They were good.
They were really good, and they did this more than once, but they did one album that was nothing but interpolations. So what they did, probably the best example of this, you have Triple H's theme, which was originally performed by Motorhead, "Time to Play the Game" or "The Game," and in this album, they gave those songs to other bands or other artists to perform in kind of their idea. And Drowning Pool got Triple H's theme. Dude, that that reimagining of that song has no business being as good as it is. It kicks ass.
I'm not saying that it's good things, but it's like,
But
dude,
it's
can you get
different. They don't just cover it, they completely reimagine the
that
instrumentals. Yeah.
totally to that? I mean, I'm totally into that. Our version of Imagine, Reimagine, right? It's totally different, right? And it still keep the homage of the original, but I'm not. Imagine how a fan of the Beatles will feel if I say, "You may say I'm a dreamer." I go like, "I'm walking on the crowds." Like, dude, what, why? And right, but I'm not the only man. Dude, what the fuck are you doing, right?
I'm still a big fan of your reimagining of All the Things She Said. I think that's one of my favorite songs that you guys ever did.
Because I changed the whole melody, I just keep the lyrics, right? Anyway, so I got
The gu-
one
the
that
the guitar in that song is insane.
too bad the guitar player passed. Stainer, may rest in peace of hell. Anyway, So this one is clear interpolation. Are you ready? Can you play in your mind? Can you tell to the audience how the riff of More Than a Feeling starts, and you just do it with your mouth? Do it again. Do it again. Can you believe that a song that is an anthem for a generation is actually an interpolation from a previous generation right away? Like More Than a Feeling by Boston is Smell Like Teen Spirit. And years after, when somebody say it, right? Kurt Cobain, before the, right? He say, I feel ashamed because I didn't realize it till somebody pointed to me. And he apologized to the audience. And he apologized to the guys of More Than a Feeling. And they say, it's okay, man, don't worry, but they didn't sue or anything. Because you can tell that he just did it. But that's really normal because when you start playing instruments, you start playing covers. Yeah. So you get things in your mind.
Well, not only that, there's just musical hooks that no matter what you're doing, you find yourself humming a tune and you're like, what is that? And then you think about it and you remember what it is, but you could just be, doing something rhythmic, even if you're tapping your desk to a beat. That's a beat of a song you've probably heard before, and you're just not thinking about it that way.
Michael Jackson did it all the time. You know who does a lot of interpolation? Believe it or not. Yeah.
They did a whole album of interpolation. Good interpolation. I liked it, but interpolation.
So let's start with Katy Perry featuring Juicy J and Dark Horse. That is a song. Joyful. Go ahead. Do you want to take this one?
No. You cut out. That's why I was.
Flame featuring Lecrae of 2008. Actually, Katy Perry featuring JCJ and Dark Horse in 2013. This is not interpolation. This is a rip-off that went to court. A band new Artica, Live Your Life with Dua Lipa Levitating. That's what's really famous in the media because they realized that suddenly, right? You got this one is been in court, hasn't been resolution. She's still saying I didn't do it, but Bruno Mars, When I Was Your Man, with Miley Cyrus, Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Well, yeah.
Even the lines answer itself.
Yeah. Well, and then probably one of the more famous happenings of this is Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah, totally. It's one of the most famous.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, I mean and he lost that, did he not? I can't remember.
He lost that because it was really easy to put riff created by Brian May. That's it. But
yeah, but it's from Under Pressure, the Queen and David. But for those who don't know, Queen and David Bowie did a song Under Pressure, and it's that same boom doom 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 doom.
That it was din 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 din, and the other one is din 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 din. Obviously, the court me nobody believed him, but that's what he was saying.
Yeah, because that's a bold-faced lie.
There's this is one that is gonna blow everyone's mind. Like More Than a Feeling, and right, and Smell Like Teen Spirit. Let me go to another generation, a song that changed the generation. Stairway to Heaven actually is an interpolation from Spirits from the band Taurus. No, sorry, Spirit from the song Taurus. And it's one of the songs that it's like, dude, come on. Same with Play Is Gonna Play. Remember that song? It's Shake It Off. Like Shake It Off from Taylor Swift got sued by what Play Is Gonna Play.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can.
Now, this one is weird, man. So the Kings released a song called All Day and All Night that it was all day, all night, na 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 na. And actually, the Doors released it 4 years later. Hello, I love you. Won't you give me your name? It's like this. Tom Petty released in 1999. I Won't Back Down, and then Sam Smith, Stay With Me, Stay With Me. And remember how much money that song made?
A lot. Oh, here's another example, and you might not be aware of this. I forget his name, but there is a composer in Japan who was hired to do music for a lot of the Dragon Ball video games, as well as the original television run of Dragon Ball Z Kai. And not only is so on some of them you could say interpolation, some were just straight up ripoffs, like he was just flat out stealing music. And I found a video on YouTube that put them side by side. Actually, how I discovered the band Stradivarius, because that was a lot of the music ripped up. Listen to Hunting High and Low, kick-ass song. That's one of the songs he ripped off for one of the main menus. He ripped off the guitar part for that for one of the loading menus on the game. And yeah, he stole a lot of music, dude. Like,
Wow,
it was bad.
It was bad. He got caught though. Now
Oh yeah.
The situation was complicated, but now with social media and YouTube is easy because an algorithm realized that it's the same song. Remember Joe Satriani, the guitar player, the Eminem's guitar player?
Mm-hmm.
He had called If I Could Fly, that is got and actually Coldplay did it 4 years after Viva La Vida. It's exactly the same. I'm just reading you the ones that they go to court. The New Shakers had a song called I Like to Teach the World to Sing. I don't remember. But in 1971, but Oasis released a song called Shaker Maker in 1994.
Oh, speaking of Oasis, I rewatched Better Man, and I totally forgot that Robbie Williams did a cover of Land of a Thousand Dances. But
Yeah.
I feel like not Robbie Williams, because that was a cover, but I feel like that song's been ripped off a lot, specifically the sort of
Could
like
be.
yeah, na 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 na
I
na
mean,
na.
it's always saying I'm using interpolation
Yeah.
because I'm not a musician. So I came with the lyrics using other lyrics, and he always give credit to the person, so it doesn't feel like he's lying, you know?
No, and that's fine when you're upfront about it, but okay, I know he worked with the producer, but like, I don't feel, is rock DJ interpolation? Because that feels really unique. I mean, I know that's kind of a disco track at the end of the day, but
No, I mean, not everyone that
yeah,
song
yeah,
that
yeah,
he-
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So what about this one? It blows my mind, dude, because when you think about Led Zeppelin, Stairways to Heaven, right? So they ripped not only the song that I said before, You Need Love by Muddy Waters in 1962, is Hot a Lot of Love. So their two biggest hits in the world that were stolen. It's kind of fucked up. if you think about it.
interpolated.
No, because these ones they weren't given credit. They were went for the ones that I'm telling you. The one that I'm saying right now is the one that they got caught. Like the Kings, 1968 Picture Book. In 1997, sorry, in 2000, Green Day released a song called Warning that got caught and they needed to pay $100,000. Huey Lewis, this is fantastic. Dun, 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 dun. Remember? So Huey Lewis and the News released a song when I want a new drug, and then Ray Charles Parker Jr. says Ghostbuster. Dun, 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 dun. Dude, it's so similar. And he actually he accepted
Yeah.
because he passed some right to. Okay, let me read this because it's important. A lawyer, if you're Hugh Lewis was actually asked to write the theme from the Ghostbuster, but passed out on to write the music of Back to the Future.
Mhm.
So then Ray Parker, the theme of the supernatural comedy, came out with sounding suspicious like Hughie, I want a new drug. And he cried plagiarism. It was settled out of court almost a decade later when the News frontman spilled the beans on confidential settlement. On TV, Ray Parker Jr. turned the table and sued Lewis right back in 2001. So they went crazy, but the reality is that then I saw a documentary that he said, I didn't read them. I wanted to fuck with him because they took the job out of him, right? So, yeah, it's just crazy. Demi Lovato has been doing it a long time, but she's always been open. But what about Credence Clearwater Revival? Credence for the normal Joe. Run
Okay.
to the job.
I got a question about interpolation. So, is basically the entire genre of reggaeton just interpolation?
Probably.
It's the same beat. I say this and people think I'm joking.
With the beat is the same, but
Yeah,
it's the melodic line.
Right. But I mean, I always I tell this to people that are into reggaeton that I know, and I'm like, I don't respect it as a genre because it's basically all the same. The drum beat is always boom, 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 boom. They might throw a sprinkle in there every now and again, but that's the basic. That's it. That's the heartbeat of the genre. Boom, 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 boom.
Let me do the Bad Bunny. No. Hey. Sorry. Keep
Those
going.
are actually lyrics to a song.
Of him.
I know.
That it's your boyfriend doesn't lick your ass.
Yeah,
doesn't lick your ass. He's such a classy act, man.
Which I'm telling you, ladies, nothing's gonna drop your drawers like.
Why, bro? Why?
For those of you that don't speak Spanish and aren't familiar with Bad Bunny, let's translate this for you, and you can tell us in the comments if you think this would just get you going. Your boyfriend doesn't like your asshole.
It's exactly like, let's get it on.
No, except he's singing, not yawning.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Marvin Gaye is actually singing.
Marvin Gaye was a god. Marvin Gaye was a god. Who doesn't like it? Top your YouTube, erase the app, and get the hell out of my podcast.
Hey, listen, we're all sensitive people, but Bad Bunny's on something.
Bad Bunny is hard worker man that he got a chance and he exploded because he doesn't say no to nobody. Period. I don't respect him as an artist. I respect him as a hard work, dedicated man.
I'll give him that.
Dedicated because when he went to do WWE, he did really good.
I was shocked.
But in a point, I understand that he's at his team. He's attacking to this subgenre of I don't belong to any generation, so I need to go different. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But when he did in the Grammys singing opera with that song, si tu novio no te mama el culo, that's not opera, dude. They're just... So anyway, why are we talking about Bad Bunny? Oh yeah, because he's interpolating my taste in music. Okay. Anyway, I feel better now. Thank you, everyone. One more time, Stevie Nicks, right? Our sponsor today.
Oh, Stevie Wicks.
Stevie Wicks. I always say Stevie Nicks because of the singer, right? The band.
Yeah. Well, it's a play on words. But speaking of nerds, they got Dragon Ball candles, y'all.
That's kind of nerdy cool ass.
You can get 1 through 7 stars, except they can't call them Dragon Ball candles for legal reasons. So we're interpolating their dragon candles.
Or why don't you put it?
We all know what they are.
Balls. Testicles.
Testicle candles. Ah, but yes, you can get 1 through 7 stars or collect the whole set.
Testicle candles. Sorry.
Anyway, now I'm not saying if you buy all 7 and light them at the same time, I'm not saying that a wish-granting dragon will appear. Couldn't hurt to try, though. That's all I'm saying. But you can get all these and more, plus our Wicked-themed candles. They're Wicked-themed candles.
If you order and pay for it, you can get your own design, right?
To a point. The customization aspect through the website is not functioning yet.
But yes, I got my again and forever one. So fuck, if you can, I can have it. Everyone can have it.
Well, but if you go on to steviewicks.com and use promo code ToonTalk, you save 10% off your order at checkout, your entire order.
And now that you're saying that, our other sponsor, 25% off in your first order. Look the information for our sponsors here. Our biggest sponsor, Ravender Campbell, that pay time warpers. You don't get a discount, you don't get a percentage, but she's a really good investment person. Don't call her, it's ours. Jakey boy, think that will be all for today.
Yeah, it was fun and informative.
Yeah, like, I like this new kind of rhythm that we have with the videos. It's becoming something cool. Now, for the next, I want in the comments ideas for the next episode of when movie becomes reality and reality becomes a movie. Give us ideas so we can make a full analysis. Thank you for following. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for making this a reality. Be aware of time warpers. They're going to be throwing shorts, probably, right? And yeah, let's do a lot of shorts with little lines. That will be fun. Thank you, everyone. And should I keep going? Should I keep going?
We gotta do the thing. We got a new thing. This is a new season.
Oh shit! Season 3. What about?
I can't do that. I'm too white.
Oh yeah.
Because I just go.
Yeah, you look like the Three Stooges. It's not your. What about if I put my pants down and it's 1, 2, and 3? No, that's not gonna work, killer. What about? I remember your line in Time Warpers. What about? I don't know. What about this podcast? We don't go do a handshake. Up, skin. Do you give me skin? You do the platform against.
Let's rock today.
That was really funny. Yeah, that sounds really sexual. No, let's think about something else. What about we do a funny face to finish the episode?
All right. My name's Bad Bunny. I make music.
My mom told me that I'm a singer. I'm Bad Bunny. Actually, I make fun of Bad Bunny every day. Thank you, everyone, for being in Toon Talk 2.0. Listen to Time Warpers. Follow our sponsors. Follow your dreams. And it will take many years, but at the end, it will going to be there.
And follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Yes. And never follow the Stairways to Heaven because it's a plagiarism.